Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Arsenal Fan TV America, here from the Pacific Northwest, USA. Welcome back to all our soccer fans, all our football fans around the USA, and of course, around the world. So let me start by saying this, because there's no way around it. Are we out of the title race? A lot of people are asking me, are we out of the title race? And I want to really touch on that before I even go forward. If you're dreaming of a Premier League, I don't think that is a tangible dream right now with our current management situation and our current striker situation. And what I mean by that, for you to win a Premier League, you have to be firing on all cylinders. How? Number one, you have to start by having an incredible, experienced, well-rounded manager, right? And to win a Premier League, you have to have a fantastic goalkeeper that is second to none. You have to have a back four that are second to none. I mean, the goals you concede are going to determine if you're going to win the Premier League or not, right? I know that is also on the other side of that, you're going to tell me the goal you score are going to be very, very important. I understand that. But before you go up front and score goals, because if you score 100 goals but you get 99 scored on you, then you scored one goal. So first you have to secure your goalkeeper and back four, right? And in the Premier League, you have to have that very dynamic midfield or midfielders that run without stopping. Box to box, box to box. And they have to be also creative midfielders. Now we go to the front. And I'm laughing, excuse me, because it's becoming a joke now seeing Gabby Jesus every time out. Not really even can't stop the football. Doesn't do anything useful during the game. Yeah, maybe scored in front of, let's not forget, the club we were playing. With all due respect to Preston, but they're in a different league than Arsenal, right? Players and club. So I'm not really sure how would we think about winning the Premier League. So don't think about the result. Don't think about what happened in Liverpool. Just think about what you have and who you have. Now, some Arsenal fans are very, very mad and rightfully so, saying, there's a manager to spend over $1 billion. Mikel Arteta did spend over $1 billion in Arsenal. We spend more money than anybody. You think Chelsea spending a lot of money, just look at Arsenal's books. And we are the club that gave away the most academic footballers, young footballers that you grew, like Emile Smith-Rowe. So we're not going in the right direction as a club when I see these things. And then next, we talk about where Arsenal were last year or the year prior. You think this is going to keep happening? Let me tell you, it's not going to keep happening. It happens once, it happens twice, or it happened twice, but it might not ever happen a third time, right? We were on top of the league for a while. People say we might win the league for a while. People said that last year and the year prior. So when we were in this position, leading and then lost it to Man City, we were like, oops, okay, hey, listen, that was a great season anyway. Look at it. If you start the beginning of the season, you were asked, if you're given second right now, would that be okay with you? And you would be, yeah, absolutely, I'd be happy. Okay, maybe that's the first year we finished second. Second year, we did it again. So now that's a record. The record for Mikel Arteta, just FYI, under Mikel Arteta, yes, we did obtain a record, by the way. You have to give it to him, which was staying on top of the league for, more than 250 days or so, which is a record, and not winning it. Yeah. We stayed on top of the league for so many days, more than anyone else, and we didn't win it. So these 2 years already proved to me that I shouldn't, raise my expectations with the current situation. I'm not one of those that say trust the process, by the way. I'm just one that is realistic. That's all. So I like facts. And what I just mentioned, those were all facts. He won the FA Cup. That's it. In 5 years. Arsenal won the FA Cup more than anyone else in the land, 14 times. Yes. And we would win that all the time. So we're used to it, right? Even that we don't win anymore. And the one time he won it, it was because of Aubameyang. Yes, our captain that he disrespected and throw away. And it was hard to see that. I don't, as a coach, even if my captain is at wrong, and I have encountered that myself as a coach, where my captain was wrong, but I wouldn't really, go at him that way, in a vindictive way. There's not a single player that he, from his the starting 11 from that FA Cup or when he took over, that is with the club right now. And lastly was Nelson. Nelson is out at Fulham. Hey, scored and assisted, by the way, right? We needed those ESR, Emil Smith Rowe. How many goals is he scoring? Go look it up. And same thing with Nelson. We need these goals. Arsenal need these goals. Gabi Jesus, in 27 games or something like that, he scored one goal, which is the cup goal that he scored against Preston Town. Yes, we are in the Carabao Cup. I'm not sure we're going to prevail and see it through even that. I'm not sure that we're going to make it all the way because we still don't look good. We're still inconsistent. And we're always going to be inconsistent. You will never be able to rely on the consistency of Arsenal's way of play again with Mikel Arteta right now because he's not consistent. And I don't know people that are saying that he is doing well or there's a process. I don't know where you're going with that because it's just a facts and results. Eric Ten Hag is gone. Look at Chelsea. Tottenham changed their managers. Pochettino. Everybody that has a manager the manager doesn't work a couple of years. Thank you, bye. And I don't know why. The fans are really very, very attached to Mikel Arteta. The loyalty he has. These are his fans. Okay, no problems. Whenever he goes, you can go with him somewhere else. But I'm talking about Arsenal fans, about a very historic club. It's not a club that, when you win or you play good football, you say, "Oh wow, look at us and look out." No, that's the normal. That's the norm for us. The not norm is us playing against teams like Bournemouth and losing, or teams like Aston Villa that has 57% possession and we have 43 or something. Liverpool come to the Emirates. You play them first half, you're winning, you're controlling the game. Second half, you bark the bus. That's your mentality. The Odegaard is injured. Okay, should I just only depend on Martin Odegaard? Yes, he's definitely a miss, but you've got a lot of players that are fit. Now, if you're talking players, how is Nottingham Forest and top of us on the Premier League? And we're going to talk about that also. But again, I just went straight to that because that's what I feel. That's what I've always felt, that just Arteta was not the right guy. Let's go to Liverpool real quick. Arne Slot developed himself, took PSV, won in the Netherlands, won their league, won the league in the Netherlands with PSV. Ajax was a very, very strong competitive. Did things with clubs before. Experienced guy comes into Liverpool. Here are the expectations. We need to be top 4. He's already leading. Consistency. Consistently. He's leading. And in the Champions League, 9 points. Yep, 3 games. The guy doesn't lose. And he comes to the Emirates and they embarrass us. Again, because it's a tactical mistake. It's a mistake that's obvious. You did a substitute at the wrong time. Because your suspicion of a player that just came back from injury, that didn't go out injury, they said that, but he wasn't. And you said, no, he had to maybe rest because he just come out of injury. Well, mismanagement for games cost us a bunch of times, still costing us. It's the same exact scenario. And I understand the frustration that Arsenal fans have. And for me, listen, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I appreciate all Arsenal fans. They support my club. I'm not one of those Arsenal fans is, hey, if you're not on my page, I hate you and you're not good and you don't understand football. And I'm not that guy. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm faithful. I've been supporting this club for 30 some odd years. And my thing with Arsenal Football Club is I love the club. The players come and go, and then, of course, the managers come and go, but I love that club. So my belonging is to the club. And everyone that supports this club is an Arsenal fan that, that of course, as much as I love my club, I love whomever supports the club, right? But with that said, what I don't really like are the fans that go out on social media and cuss at one another. Why would you do that? You're both supporting the same club. Even if your opinions are not the same, but you got to allow others to speak up and also understand or try to understand what they're saying. Maybe they do have a valid point, but because you're very rigid about certain, things and opinions that you only see maybe, then you can't see others. Be open-minded. And again, remember, we all support the same club. So everyone is entitled to their opinion. And again, it might be right, it might be wrong. I'm not going to be right. A lot of Arsenal fans are not going to be right. But I think we are entitled to our opinion. So, and again, when I speak to you, that's when I speak to you as an Arsenal fan, of course, heart. But when I speak to you as someone analyzing the game, or as even a coach, I can tell you that all my notes or all the things I say on here are facts. Why? Because I like to back my talk with facts, right? So when I go say, hey, listen, his winning percent is 57%. So it's nothing ginormous, right? That's the numbers, the 200 some odd games he spent. So when I said, for example, how much money he spent, over $1 billion, yes, that's what he spent. And again, players like Granit Xhaka goes to Bayer Leverkusen, wins the cup and the league in Germany. That's not a coincidence, right? Plays 50 games for them. You bring Declan Rice into Arsenal for how much? 100 and some odd $1 million. Where was he the last game? He missed a goal that one of my 11-year-olds will score because you're already there. You're ahead of the defender. Composure, headed in, right? He didn't. Surprising me lately, Declan Rice. And I think that Odegaard made him a better player, but Odegaard is not there. Again, the players he brought, Gabby Jesus. What are we going to do with Gabby Jesus? When I say 20 some odd games, he scored 1 goal. He's your number 9. That's not acceptable. You can't just keep waiting. We need results. Yeah? So if you're going to just keep waiting, your plan is die in old age. I don't know about that. You have to take action right now. Clubs like Man United, big clubs. You see PSG did the same thing. You see Chelsea did the same thing. You see Tottenham did the same thing. Right away, Liverpool didn't do the same thing. Manager left, but they got one to replace him that is really playing great football. Doesn't have as good of a squad as Mikel Arteta has. Yeah? Well, let's be honest about it. Liverpool's squad or any other squad in the Premier League at this moment, including Man City, is not better than Arsenal Football Club. But what's not better, or what's not making this squad work, is someone like Thomas Partey playing in the right back position. That shouldn't ever happen. Ever. Yeah? You can play a different formation. Mikel Arteta plays one formation. If I, as a coach, I take one of my, teams from Lightning, any of our teams, and go play Arsenal, I think I can frustrate them because I know exactly what they're going to do. I mean, it's just the same thing we're doing. We're not taking shots on goal. We're not penetrating again from the middle. You see that Liverpool first goal from Ben White to Bukayo Saka? If you see Mikel Arteta looking at Ben White, he's probably looking at him pissed. Don't do that. He doesn't want him to do that. Why don't we do that a lot? I'm not sure. Especially when we have Saka and Martinelli. And as a manager, when you see something like that, don't you want to just do it? Don't you want to just repeat the successful plays in the game, even if you didn't think about it? No, that's not Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta sticks with the plan he wants, and he has. And he's so calm and cool and collective about it. I need more as an Arsenal fan. And as someone in the middle, I'm looking at Arsenal right now, you're not going anywhere. It's the same circle. Same circle, same stuff happens all the time. So we'll see what's next, and we'll see what happened. Again, of course, I didn't discuss any results with you yesterday after the game because, of course, first and foremost, for us to go to Newcastle and lose 1-0, it's a slap on the face, right? Plus, last 3 games, we have 1 point. We lost in Bournemouth. That's Premier League. We lost to Bournemouth. We took 1 point from Liverpool after we let the game and we give it away at the end. And number 3 was the loss to Newcastle. Embarrassing. I thought that's the team that we're going to go to St. James's Park because of last year's, of course, if you remember the VAR and whatnot. And we're going to get that win, but we didn't. And you want to ask me why we didn't. And you also want to blame it on some players. I'm not sure how much you can throw on the players at this point because you could see the way of play. I mean, a guy like Kai Havertz, if I put a tracker on the guy, he runs 11 kilometers every game. That's a lot of kilometers, 11 kilometers. He runs a lot, but what does he do? Where does he go with his runs? If he's trying to play off of Gabby Jesus does not hold the ball, does not give a 1-2. All he can do, he can take a bad shot, or he can lose the football, or he can just fall down and he can yell to the referee. No strength to hold, nothing. Let's go to the table now after we talked about the result, because as we know, Man City almost did us a favor because they too lost. But Liverpool didn't. Yep, Liverpool didn't. And today, Tottenham, out of all people, did us a great favor because they beat who? Aston Villa. If Aston Villa beat Tottenham earlier today, they would have been ahead of Arsenal. Yes. So I'm going to talk about the top 8, right? And every one of them played 10 games already. So Liverpool, 25 points. City second, 23 points. They lost to Bournemouth. 19 points for Nottingham Forest. Yes, don't tell me what players they have, what not. Go look at both clubs and just compare apple to apple. You'll be surprised. So, Nottingham Forest, third, 19 points. Chelsea is above us. They have 18 points, but they have more goals. They scored more goals than us. Chelsea have 8 goal differentials. We have 6. Aston Villa have 2, so they're number 6. But they also have 18 points. And then you have Tottenham with 16 points and Brighton with 16 points. So they are 2 points away from Arsenal. And now you could see that L and L, you could see how Arsenal lost 2 already, drew 1 and 2 wins in 5 games. So what is that winning ratio? Is that someone that you think will get to win the Premier League? I'll be surprised. Leave him in the comments. Let me know. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear what you're going to say. I want to hear where you at. But I took you through the whole scenario in the beginning of the episode because I wanted you to now set your own expectations, right? So now I lowered my expectations. I know where my expectations are now. I knew before before even Bournemouth, where my expectations were. I knew something is going to happen early. And it's going to be blamed on injuries, or it's going to be blamed on something, because we know that Mikel Arteta does not take the blame. Even the fans says, "Oh, let's blame the players." You can't blame the players right now. You see those players; they are sweat and blood and going and trying the best they can. Now, when you put someone up front like Gabby Jesus for them, that's a manager thing, and those players are working their faces off, who finishes? Nobody. So you have no result. Efforts. Victory lies in the efforts. I believe so. But you have to have results. They are important too, because now we validate these efforts. So we need the results. These players work really hard, train every day. They try the best they can. But I'm not sure they're directed the right way or the right position. I'm not sure the planning, again, he plays only one game plan. I mean, I don't know. Why can't you play 3-5-2? Why? Why can't you play 5-3-2? 4-1-3-2? Sometimes you do that, but it's not. When you have 3 twos, you have 2 wide. Every time you have wide players, that doesn't work as 2 in the front. You have to have 2 narrow players, yeah? And you have to push your right and left backs to send more crosses, and you take more headers. And you have to have your middle players connecting together, and you have to have them connecting with the front players, 1-2s on the top of the 18s, penetrative passes. You have to be able to move the game much quicker. Not just pass, wait on a mistake, pass, wait on a mistake. That's part. You could play that way, part of the game, but not the whole entire game. Next, Champions League football. We're going to Italy. We go to Inter Milan. We play them in Italy at home, Giuseppe Meazza Stadium. The atmosphere there is crazy. Yes, it is crazy. One of the craziest atmospheres ever. But don't forget, Thierry Henry went there and got a one for Arsenal, if you remember, Champions League back in the day, and the way he took Javier Zanetti, sat him down, and Materazzi and all these name defenders back then. But boy, Arsenal back then were lethal. Thierry Henry was just lethal, unstoppable, the king. I'm not going to say we need someone like Thierry Henry because there's no one like Thierry Henry. Let's just be honest. He's just a one and only Thierry Henry. But we need someone good up front. We really definitely do need someone good up front. I think Gabby Jesus had all the chances he needs on the wage he's making, the $200 and some odd $1,000. It's almost close to 300 grand, 275,000 or so reported. That's way too much money for someone that doesn't do anything. And these players and these managers, they make money. They make very comfortable money. They're super people. That's why they make a lot of money. So if you're a regular player, if you're a player that makes $2,000, $3,000 a week, you're thankful. Or a coach. If you're a player that makes $20,000 a week, you're very thankful. Or a coach, very, very thankful, right? But those players that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a week, right? So you need to perform all the time, consistently. And that's the key, consistently. I can be good today. I can show you all kinds of skills. I can, flip the ball. I can double kick it in the air. I can bicycle kick it and score. I could score every possible way you think today. But tomorrow, my back hurts, my leg hurts, my ankle hurts. I can't do it again. That's a fact. But those players, they're that caliber because they're consistent. They go in, they perform at all times. Of course, we're human beings, so it's not going to be the same exact thing. But, you go from being, hey, today you're 9 out of 10, tomorrow you're 7, maybe 6. But not 9 out of 10 and then 1 or 0 or you don't show up. So you have to show some consistency. You show up from 6 out of 10, 7, 8, room for improvement, but not 0, not 2, not 3. And that's just, professional football or that high-level football that demands from you all the time. Hopefully, the next game is a better game for us. I'm not sure how to see that game. Hopefully, we can just at least get a draw. They're strong. They're a very strong club, especially, don't forget, they met Man City a couple of years ago in the final. Almost got Man City too, but they didn't. They were runners-up a couple of years ago for the Champions League, so they're a strong team. Their manager, Inzaghi, is a very clever manager, intelligent manager, experienced manager. So I bet on him. But hopefully our players show up and they take a draw or a win. We need the points. We're in that middle category. If we continue going that way, or if it ends that way right now, as it stands in the Champions League, Arsenal is one of those teams that's going to have to play a game to qualify, or have to go through playoffs to qualify to the next round. But we don't want that. We want to qualify. Come on, you Gunners. Let's bring it home. Hopefully, we do better in the Champions League next time, hopefully. And hopefully, something big happens in this club that satisfies everyone very soon. Thank you so very, very much for watching. I hope you liked today's episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if, of course, you liked the episode. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you after the Inter Milan game. Bye now.